Hey, ladies and gentlemen, once again, back in the house. It's
Yay,
your
yay.
duo, the dynamic ones, the King
For
and I
sure.
Life podcast, hosted by your man, Soul Toucha the Poet, and
Son
my
So
brother.
Lex.
Yes, we in the house. We are in the house. So check it. Follow us on your preferred podcast platform, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Look, Patreon is coming. Look, it's headaches with that. It's headaches with that for real, for real. But son, so Lex like to tell you to hit you where at?
Hit us up on that King and I369 at gmail.com. Again, that's KINGANDEYE 369 at gmail.com.
Yes. You know it.
And we
So
do check
yes,
that pretty much every day. So
every day. And as they say in the DC and Baltimore area, every day. Oh, they be blowing my mind when they be saying that every day. Like, what the hell? Like, seriously? Is that a real word? But
yeah, man.
it's all good. I still love y'all, DC and Maryland people.
Yeah, that's one phrase we share.
Mm,
From the south side all the way up to the north side. We damn sure share that every day.
mm. Look here. Where I'm from, we say every damn syllable of the word. It's every day. So I don't know at which one of the 13 colonies it started to change. But
Okay.
in the colony where I'm from, we say every day.
Yeah, man.
Oh man. So we're gonna get into a little topic about, health. Don't know where it's gonna go, but the topic is, does it matter if your doctor looks like you? Minorities through the history of this country have a big trust issue when it comes to health care. We know this through historical events, things that we've been taught, things that we've stumbled across, things that have been passed down. And this thing plagues us to this day. I actually threw this at a friend of mine. He has a Facebook group, and I threw that question up in there. And, the answers was, they were interesting to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout this segment, I'll search for it and pull them up and throw some out in the air so that we can get a little context on it, outside of our opinions,
For sure.
because it'll definitely, lend itself to this conversation.
Good deal.
But outside of that, man, how was your goddamn day?
It's a lot of riding today. A lot of riding.
Man.
I'm like, God damn, son. Boy, when you gotta get up and leave the house at freaking 4 o'clock in the morning, boy, that junk be hurting, son.
Mm.
But yeah, when you
You
work
had to
too
do that to
hard.
start the day, or was you already at your location?
No, I left my home at 4 o'clock. That's
Oh, damn.
pretty much my schedule.
Damn that.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, damn that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ain't about that life. Not really. Not really, but
I
hey.
understand. I understand. Trust me when I tell you.
Mm.
How about
Yeah.
yours?
I try not to let my day get on my damn nerves. Again, me and my coworker are helping with this project with this other group that works in our building. And the stuff that they do is just ass backwards to say the least. So it's frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when you have a task to do for your job, and then you're asked to help with someone who's in a whole different section, and then mysteriously all the responsibility gets thrown in your laps, and then you have a way of working. So your way of working makes things flow better, but those who have been doing it have trouble adopting better ways of working because they're so stuck in the way they work.
Yeah.
And you see the errors in the way that they work. And then when you try to throw your ideas to make it better, or you're working in a way that's more efficient for you, and you get kickback, it's kind of frustrating. And then the responsibility that is supposed to be on other people, meaning the people who are supposed to be filling out certain documents and this, that, and the other, now you are tasked with holding their hand through the process. And it's like, I that's not what we're here to help you with. We're here to help you with this end. Why are we having to call these people? Why are we having to email these people directly outside of their point of contacts? And why are we having to send emails that they already get?
Yeah.
So it's like you fill out a document and your document goes forward, and you get an email saying, hey, this is done. You need to do the next step. We're having to send you the same email that you just got. And there are like 3 and 4 steps to this process where you directly get an email. You and your point of contact get this email. So we're having to send the same email that you got to you again.
Wow.
Now, here's the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
The problem that we are having, well, not we, they are having, the applicants and the people who are in charge of this, is that the applicants and the point of contacts don't respond they respond when they respond.
So it's not a priority, just when I get to it.
So it's either that, or they probably don't check their emails every day, which is understandable. So why do I have to harass these damn people about whatever? It's like, if they have 2 weeks to do this, let them do this in their 2 weeks. If they don't do it, why are we being harassed to harass them? It's not our problem. They have a deadline. If they miss their deadline, that's their problem. Then they have to start the process all over again. Why are we being held accountable for them missing the deadline? It's not my deadline. I've done my part. So, I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, man. I just, whew, I don't get it.
Me either, my brother. Me either. Been there and done that too many times to count.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be coming in to help. Next thing you know, your ass the one in charge. What the?
right. Like, really? That's what we doing now? Well, yeah, let's get into it. I'm trying to find this stuff, but we can get into the convo.
All right.
Oh, I found it. Yeah, but let's go ahead and get into it.
So, does the race of your doctor matter significantly to you? A medical, mental health, or dentist?
For the most part, I would say yes. But at the same time, I would say no. Um, the reason I would say yes to part of it is underlying trust issues. Um, I have no reason for lack of trust in doctors of other races or backgrounds or anything like that. But I think I have been convinced through documentaries, things I've read, word of mouth, and so on and so forth. Um, so for me, that's why I've been convinced that it matters. Um, but at this point, um, I just don't know. Um, I kind of feel like when it comes to mental health, more so, yes. Being that, and I say that because I just don't. Well, let me put it this way: the more I see how things are in society today, the more I am leaning towards not dealing with a mental health professional of another race. Um, but at the same time, I'm of the mind, can I really trust and really depend on a mental health professional or a medical doctor of my race? That's kind of where I'm at with it.
I understand. I would say medical, excuse me, I would like to have someone of my same uh, complexion, simply because I feel like they'll be able to relate to me more on, the physical makeup of my body. Um, I will hope they would be able to do or go above and beyond on the research, seeing as how, um, we're the same complexion. So I'm sure they would want to know everything that they would want to know simply for their own health. So
Mhm.
I would say mental health. Uh, I kind of get it, wanting to have someone, your same complexion, because someone of a different complexion might not understand the struggles that we as indigenous men of this land go through. So he might be able to relate to it a little bit better as opposed to someone who doesn't have those same struggles. Um, I say as far as a dentist, um, it really don't matter so much as a dentist, and I just want the best. Tell you the truth, I just want the best, um, and that's across the board. Um, and there's nothing against other races. I just feel like with certain issues, I need someone who can relate to me and what it is that I'm facing as a Moorish man in America.
Mm. So, I mean, I think, and this is my assumption, I think the general consensus is that we would prefer a doctor that looks like us. But in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. Um, and I say that because if you, if we as a people can get past that that block, um, as far as that goes, we have to understand that a doctor of our complexion or a lighter complexion or a foreign complexion, they pretty much are knowledgeable on the human body. Um, and when I say the human body, uh, physically, we are pretty much all made up the same. I think the only difference is when it comes to I would dare to say our our mental thoughts and the way we think on certain things, because the human honestly, the human body from one person to the next is no different, other than
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'll say the way I see it is this, right? These doctors, they go to school for a lot of years, man, a lot of years to
yeah.
obtain those degrees. Um, and nothing against the doctors. I think it's very noble to want to be a doctor. But I can't say I agree with the 100% of what they've been taught. Because a lot of doctors feel like going through man-made drugs and pharmaceuticals is the best way to go. So I tend to disagree with that. I think, whatever the earth produce is the best way to go when it comes down to some things. I'm not going to say all things, but some things. So, um, with that being said, I just feel like I think doctors have the best intentions for their patients, but I think there are some doctors who go above and beyond what they've been taught. They look to other alternatives to try to find out what's the best way to help their patients. So I'll just leave it with that.
I'm glad you said that, because when it comes to if your doctor looks like you, the race of your doctor, and to what you were saying, there it also depends on a lot of factors other than your doctor's education. It also depends on your doctor's personal practices in their personal life, because I've yet, and like I've said before, I've had elevated A1C, and my blood pressure has fluctuated here and there, and none of my doctors have ever said to me, "Hey, well, maybe try this medicine, this, that, and the other." They've told me exercise, drink water, get more sleep, and stuff that I can personally do myself. They've also
Right.
told me to watch my salt intake, my sugar intake, and stuff like that. So I guess it depends. It really depends on your doctor and their personal practices.
Right.
Now, my dentist, uh, and I jokingly say this proudly all the time, my dentist is the only woman I've never cheated on. I have been with the same dentist since 1997.
Oh, wow.
I I think so highly of my dentist that I've taken my children to my dentist. If they were still, you know, like close to me and geographically, I would still take them to my dentist. Um, my dentist is from the Philippines. That's her background. Um, and like I love her to death. Like, anytime I go to see my dentist, we have a conversation. Like 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 it ain't nothing.
Right.
Very cordial, very professional, very caring, very gentle, and in fact, the only times that I've seen another dentist is when she had to refer me out to another dentist to get my two of my wisdom teeth taken out. Other than the only other time that I've had a dentist do a cleaning or anything other than that on me is when I was deployed. It's the only time I've seen a dentist other than my dentist. And as long as she stays in business, that's going to be my dentist. If she happens to retire or whatever the case may be, I'll be pissed. I'll really be pissed. if I move out of state or whatever the case may be, every 6 months when I do my cleanings, I swear I will go to my dentist. I won't change dentists for nothing in the world. So yeah, as far as my primary care doctors, I haven't had a doctor that looks like me, and I don't know how long. My last doctor was Asian. She was fairly young too. I had her for probably about 5-6 years. I think last year I was trying to schedule a damn physical, and I was like, what the hell? No available appointments. Then I called and they was like, oh, she's gone. I was like, what the hell? She ain't tell me she was leaving.
Dang it.
So now my current doctor is from the Middle East. So, and I'm okay with that. And my doctors are always females.
Man, look at you with all the luck.
Yeah, I mean, I actively look for specific doctors. So, but I didn't have I did have the opportunity to choose my doctor when I got this doctor, because I was asked what doctor I want to see. And when the front desk lady was asking me who I wanted to see, she was saying down some names. And when she said this doctor's name, I was like, I want that doctor. So that's how I got my doctor.
Oh, wow. I got my doctor just from a referral. My wife, she had a coworker who recommended my doctor. Mm-hmm. And just so happened he looked like me. So I was like, cool. But he's pretty cool, dude. A lot of times I deal with his, I guess his understudy. Mm-hmm. And
his physician assistant?
Yeah. She's always been nice and attentive. So I'm good with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that goes on to how do you determine how you pick your doctor? You said yours was referred to you.
Yeah. I usually just ask around, because I move so much, like who the people I consider to be straight up or, fairly trustworthy. Mm-hmm. I ask them who they have. And a lot of times I've come in a situation where the doctor that he referred is so busy that they can't take on any new patients.
Yeah.
But they're kind enough to refer me to someone else. So it works out in the end.
Yeah. When it came to picking my dentist, I just, at the time I picked my dentist, I think phone books were still in use, or, I did an online search when, online wasn't that popping, but, it was popping enough for me to look online to find a dentist. So medical doctors, with my medical benefits, I see what providers are available, and then I go through and, look up their background, look up, how long they've been practicing and this, that, and the other. And I, and then I can do organize my search by specifics, like, female, what area of the city, and this, that, and the other. So that's how I pick my medical doctor. As far as mental health, if I needed mental health, that I would be more particular in that search. I would definitely pick out a female of same background as me, little either close to my age but older, or older. That's what I would prefer in a mental health doctor. Right. But then the other obstacle, I don't know how it is where you are, but being that I'm so close to Baltimore and DC, there's a lot of doctors to go through.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's a lot of doctors to go through and a lot of health practices to go through. Like right now, my doctor's with Johns Hopkins, but you have University of Maryland, you have a whole bunch of other medical organizations around. So it could be kind of hard, but you just refine your search and there it is.
Yeah. I mean, in my area, the only thing is there's not so much of a wide selection of the doctors that actually look like me. So that kind of helps me
Okay.
to a certain extent, because it really allows me to take them on individually and do my research on them.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that helps. So.
But isn't there a big Black community around you?
There is.
That's interesting that there's not a lot of doctors that look like you in that area then.
I mean, the thing is, as far as like my medical doctor, when I actually initially started looking, I mean, there are plenty of them. Mm-hmm. But as far as like the ones actually being close to my side of town, that was the thing that I was looking at. So.
And how far is your doctor from you?
Probably like 4 miles.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, real close, man. Real close.
And the other ones, how far are they from you?
I probably say around about 8 to 12.
8 to 12 miles?
Yep.
Man, that ain't nothing.
Nope.
Let me tell you something.
Sure, right?
Let me tell you something. I have 2 hospitals in my county. Mm-hmm. One hospital is probably 6-7 miles from me. Another hospital is probably 15 to 20 miles from me. Then there are a lot of physicians' offices around me. Now, let me tell you, my doctor's office, on a good day, is probably close to an hour away from me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.